weekly photography shopping stream where I try to find the best deals for photographers, especially budget gear to get you started. But I also included a couple of high-end items and other albums. But today I'm going to primarily focus on Amazon products because it is Prime Day. They're running another big Prime Day deals today and tomorrow, and generally, what I found was that the Prime Day deals are really good and generally more widespread across products versus, say, uh, other weeks that I do these live streams. We can find sometimes just as good a deal, if not better. But the problem is it's not as widespread. So if you're looking for a particular item, you might have to wait a month, 2 months, 3 months before it goes on sale at a price that might be better than today, if not the same price typically. So today is a great day to look for things that are, like I said, just a variety of items that maybe you were waiting for it to go on sale. Odds are it probably is on sale today. And generally, some of the trends that I'm seeing is prices are a little bit higher. I'm having a harder time finding deals that are like under $10, so to speak. But I did find one today that's pretty awesome because I bought it last week or 2 weeks ago myself. I paid $15 and I thought that was a good deal. But today it's $8 and change. And I'm like, "Ah," so I bought another set because I have multiple lenses. It's a filter set. I have multiple lenses in this particular filter thread size. And yesterday I went out without my polarizer because I had it on a different lens and I forgot to take it off, put it on this other one. So I decided just get another set for $8. So we'll start with that one because I think that is the best deal today of all. Uh, so this is my deal page. There's a link down below. It's just robtrek.com/deals. And it'll take you right to this page. And I try to update this on a regular basis. You'll see a note up here, updated today. So check this page out daily, bookmark it so that you can always see my daily picks because I'm shopping every single day. I have such terrible gas. But let me go down to my filter set. This set here. Yeah, I bought this October 7th. Oh, that's today. But I bought it a couple of weeks ago too. As you can see, I purchased this 2 times myself. It's a great filter set. Now, right now, there's a few different filter sizes on sale. The 58 and the 72 are like $8.50. Uh, so pick the filter size that fits you best. The 49 is I might have to add a 49. I'll have to check. I keep a list of my filters on a spreadsheet, and I cross-reference that with lenses and step rings and things. But I'm a big proponent of filters, and this has everything you need and nothing you don't need, right? It has an ND8, a solid ND64, and a circular polarizer. These are all very, very useful in photography to expand the photography that you do to get more saturated colors, uh, you know, less glare, reflections, haze, all of that. The CPL does a great job. The ND8 and 64 allows you to do slower shutter speeds for long exposure type photography. Now, you're not going to be doing 30-second, 1 minute exposures with an ND8 or ND64, but they're very, very good for very fast rapids and waterfalls. You really only need 1 or 2 second delay in your shutter speed to smooth out that water quite a bit. Um, so I'll give you an example. Let me go over to my Flickr page. And this is where I used the ND64 just very recently for this image here. And this is a 13-second exposure because I combined it with my camera's internal ND filter. But I could have done like a 5-second exposure or a 3-second exposure, and it'd been very, very close. The slower your shutter speed, the more detail you're going to get in the rapids. But ND filters, you don't need to have to get like an ND10 filter. ND10 filters and higher are good for like doing very long exposures, 30 to 60 seconds. Particularly with like if you use OM System Olympus cameras, the live ND feature, not the live ND, excuse me, the live composite feature. You can get streaks in the clouds and do some really really creative things with the 10 stop. But this ND64 is you're going to use this more often for this kind of photography. Um, and also you have to be careful with doing anything longer than uh, 3 or 4 seconds because the leaves and things can move during that time. Even a light breeze will throw off the leaves. So fortunately, there was not a breeze or anything going on. So all of my leaves came out tack sharp in this image. So I kind of got lucky. But if I were to do this over again, I would have probably done like a 3 to 5 second exposure. So that's what this ND filters can do for you, and you can stack them on top of each other, so you would get, I don't know, whatever that multiplies out to. Uh, and you could stack, the polarizer gives you another stop. So you'll be at like an ND 128 with just adding the polarizer and solid ND filter together. And then you add another ND8, that's another 3 stops, I think, 2, 4, 8. Anyway, this is a great set. It's very, very versatile. $8.49. I highly recommend it. It's a no-brainer. Just make sure you have the right size. I don't like to use step rings unless I have to. I only use them for my most expensive filters, or specialty filters like my stars and uh, swirly filters and prism filters, things like that. I will use step rings because I don't want to buy more than one of those. But these at this price, and there's no loss in quality. I mean, these filters are not causing any color shifts. They're not causing any degradation in image quality. Uh, I've used these on my 40 megapixel Fujifilm, my 20 megapixel Micro Four Third cameras. These have very very high pixel pitches where you would see defects when you pixel peep, and I'm not seeing any. So I can highly recommend this. Um, And then if somebody could let me know in the chat, just verify that I am live and you can hear me okay. Because I've done this before where I've talked for 30 minutes, an hour, and nobody's there. So I would appreciate that. So that's going to be my deal of the day. Again, it's on my deal page. It's about halfway down, right over here in the corner. And when I look for deals and accessories, I try to look for the core items that photographers need when they're getting started and they're starting to really enjoy their hobby or passion here. And basically, there's so many videos on you need these accessories, okay? And a lot of it, yeah, some of them you need, some of them you don't, but they always give you too much. Really, for about $100, you can get everything you need to expand your photography, right? Tripod, filter set, and camera bag. Right? These are the three things you need all the time. Tripod, filters, camera bag, when you're getting started. And tripods, you have to be careful because there's a lot of tripods in the $25, $30 range, but they have plastic ball heads. They're not very stable. They're rickety and they break very easily. Very thin aluminum legs. Uh, and then bags are freaking expensive. You put the word camera gear, or photography accessory on anything, and it just triples in price. Cause like a backpack, right? You can buy like a really nice backpack for $50, for carrying your school books or whatever. Students buy those things all the time, and camping people. But in photography, $50 will get you an entry level backpack. Okay. Uh, so I tried to pick out the best ones in that price range. And of course the filter I just showed you is really good. Really, really good deal. There's no need to spend more. Um, I'm not having any problems with glaring or reflections or, and at $8.50, you know, if you lose it, you just buy another one. You're not out like $100 on a filter, which I made the mistake of when I started in photography, was buying the most, not the most expensive, but very expensive accessories. Uh, and it really wasn't necessary. I'm talking like for the price of what I paid for one filter 20 years or 10 years ago, uh, you can get tripod bag and filters. Okay. So tripods are essential, okay, to especially long exposure photography. But not only that, but for if you want to start to do bracketing and HDR, focus stacking, focus bracketing, these kind of things. It's very, very difficult to do without a tripod, and it's made 10 times easier by using a tripod. Now, I get our OM systems and Olympus cameras have great stabilization, and it does mitigate the need for a tripod in a lot of situations. You can go out without a tripod and take lots of great pictures, even focus bracket, you know, with our cameras. But uh, like I said, if you want the best results, you want to do panoramas, you want to do bracketing of any kind, bracketing, exposure bracketing, focus bracketing. If you want to do live composite, uh, you know, these all of these things, you'll get much better results if you have a very, very stable platform using a tripod. And I have a variety of tripods here. Uh, these articulating arm tripods, these typically are $70, $80. And this is a really good one. This has three functions, right? It's a normal tripod, it's a monopod, and it has an articulating arm. The articulating arm is, it's useful for getting up over the top of flowers, for macro photography, product photography, flat lay photography, things like that. This is very, very useful. You don't always need the longest one. I have promoted like separate extension arms and articulating arms that have, that are longer, extendable, and more stable. But sometimes, you don't want to carry a bunch of stuff, right? You can just go out with just this one, and it's very versatile, and it's less than 50 bucks. And this is an excellent articulating arm. The only thing with this one here is it rotates horizontally, right, along the x-axis, but the y-axis, it doesn't tilt down, right, that you can extend it. So that's kind of the only limitation here, because there are articulating arm tripods that have uh, you can tilt along the x or y axis like this. You know, let me see if I can get into frame like this, right? Instead of just around. Um, and those are even more useful. The only problem with those is stability, right? If your camera is very heavy, you're using, I don't know, a lot of macro lenses on full frame cameras. These kind of things, you have to kind of really tighten it down, and then it's not quite as stable. Uh, but in a pinch, it's very, very useful. But this is the most stable form, is when it has a locking head like this. It just has a little metal here. I have one of these. I have a Manfrotto version that costs, $300-400, but you don't need that. You don't need to spend that. You can get one of these, throw it in the back of your car as a backup tripod. Potentially, if you already have a really nice tripod that you like to use, but then you want to go out and do some macro work, you can keep this as a backup. Maybe you forgot to bring your tripod, you always have one in the trunk, right? So this is a great deal. I'm also a big proponent of tabletop tripods. So I have three here, and there's some very subtle differences here. Well, not subtle, major differences. Okay, this one here for $12. This is, the height is what it is. You can either have it up like this, or you can lay it down here. This is good for smaller setups. You have an EM5 Mark II, an EM10, or very compact like an XM5 with a small lens, like the 30 millimeter macro lenses. even the 60 macro on the OM system cameras. This will be perfectly fine, but it is a quarter 20 screw, so you have to screw it directly into your camera or base plate or attach some sort of mounting system to it. You know, quarter 20 threads universal. But this is cheap, $12, and this is all metal. This is a quality tripod, tabletop tripod. It's great for, tabletop type tripod. Yes. Like product photography, macro photography, particularly like doing mushrooms and very small flowers that kind of grow in the grass and things. This is perfect for just giving you that little bit extra. But if you start using a little bit heavier camera system, you can see it's limited to 3 kilos. You know, usually about half that is what it's really good at. So, you figure a camera's about 600 or 800 grams, and then your lens is another, 200 to 400 grams. That's about all you want to put on this, right? About half, about 1.5 kilos. It'll support 3 kilos if you don't adjust it. If you try to tilt the camera down a little bit, you're gonna have to tighten that thing down so hard. It's not worth it. If you're gonna end up doing that all the time, you might as well get a little bigger tripod. But for $12, you throw this in your bag, takes up no room, and you're ready to go with any kind of mushroom and flower photography. Bugs on the ground, anything you see on the ground, right? If you're talking about outdoor stuff, and then indoor stuff, it's great, like I said, for product photography and doing macro photography with, like if you like to do macro photography indoors, so you put the tripod on your tabletop and you mount everything, you get everything set up. And this will give you a very nice stable platform in a very small form factor uh, for $12, right? And 74 cents. Okay, the next one I wanted to show you is this one. This is a killer deal. Killer deal. This has been on sale for like $30 for the last couple of weeks, but now it's under $30. These tripods typically go $40 to $60 all day long. So you're going to have a much higher weight capacity. It's much more stable. The legs extend out, they flatten out, they extend out, they articulate. It's a little bit bulkier, of course, as you can see in this picture. So you're going to have to make room for it's like the size of a lens when it's all compact down. So uh, you need to make a little more room, but the 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 advantage here is that you you get more stability and a little more versatility and more height, right? Because you can extend the legs out for more height. These are the this will go up to what, almost 20 inches, 19.6 inches, 50 centimeters in height. So it gives you a little more versatility. So you don't have to work with things just on the ground, or you can get more of a top-down view, right? A little bit better. And this is very easy to carry in your bag as well or backpack. Uh, 2020. I'm tempted to get this myself now. I don't have one this size, and sometimes it's useful to have just one a little bit taller. Now this one has the center column is slightly extendable, and that is also a big deal in terms of workflow, because you'll set up your tripod and you need to adjust the height just a little bit up or down. This gives you another couple inches, it looks like, to work with to get that perfect composition. Okay, and I just saw a comment here from Peter. Oh, it's unavailable. So yeah, I ordered mine this morning fast. Let me see if it's still available on my page, and I'll put the link in the description. Two left in stock. I'll redo the link here um, for you. Again, these are all my affiliate links, and I'll earn a commission, of course. So I'm running this stream ad free, so we can. If you're watching it live, it's ad free. You can get through the stream without being interrupted. But I'll add this and see if this link works. It should be the same link as on that page. That's all I did, but Okay, so enough about that tripod. 27.89. If you look at any other version of this tripod like this one, $45, $38. There's various versions, $45, right? For this one. Here's another one, $35. So that is the cheapest version of this tripod. A lot of these are probably identical other than the labeling on it. There may be some very minor differences, but this one looks great. Metal ball head, 5 kilo capacity, and lots of flexibility. All right, and then finally this tripod. This is a tripod that I own a version of this tripod. My version has only the quarter 20 thread on it. It does not have the Arca Swiss clamp. So this is it basically. This one's made by Old Shark, whatever. But this it's the same thing, right? It's made by the same people, I'm sure. But you'll notice I had to add like an Arca Swiss plate to mine, uh, to the quarter 20 thread here, and the legs extend out, so you just pull them and they extend out. So you get a little more flexibility. I don't have the center column to make that final adjustment up and down, but the advantage is it's very slim. You can use this as a camera grip if you want, and there's a little cold shoe here to attach an additional lighting or microphone or whatever if you want to vlog. But I found this very, very useful. It looks kind of wonky with this oversized head on it. I need to find a smaller Arca Swiss clamp, but these are like $10 for these little Arca Swiss clamps. So that's why for $36, I think this is a good deal. I think I paid $20 for mine without the plate. And because I got this anyway, mine is the exact one that I have here is selling for like $40 now. Uh, and it doesn't have the Arca Swiss clamp on top. So um, for 36.76, this is a good deal if you want to get a really very useful tripod. That's as you can see, it's super compact. I just you could. I hate those that don't have a pocket, but you can put this in your pants pockets. Uh, the best pants for photographers is actually carpenter pants because they got all kinds of extra pockets and loops on them. Uh, like I'm wearing some carpenter pants now. I paid $13 for on Amazon, but these have all kinds of little loops and stuff like for screwdrivers and hammers, but you can just use it for tripods. This is very useful. I use this all the time for the things that I talked about with the other tripod. Okay, and then yeah, the newer so even is which a 72-inch tripod that was half off. Okay, I have to see that. Uh Now for another full-size tripod that costs virtually nothing, $25. Okay. 65-inch with the extension, so it's not very tall. Without extending the center column, it's only going to come up to about here. But if you have nothing and you're on a very, very tight budget, I'm sorry, this one here. If you have nothing and you're on a very, very tight budget, this is a deal. Metal ball head, metal legs, uh, and twist lock, right? With spiked feet. If you turn the thing, they're not. Well, they may or may not be spiked. Let me take a closer look. Whenever I see, yeah, so it is spiked. mildly spiked. Okay. Uh, I would just say that's not spiked at all, honestly. You really need at least an inch, but 2 to 3 inch spikes are best. But if you're on a tight budget and you got nothing, this is a deal. $25, even though it's not on sale. There are tripods for $25 that are complete crap. Plastic ball heads, really thin aluminum legs. You know, this tripod is not going to last, 10 years. But if you take care of it and are careful with it, uh, I mean, you don't have to baby it, but you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine with this tripod to get you started. Much better than any other tripod at this price point, anyway. Okay. And so I think I did see the newer. So you're saying you followed the link to maybe this one, and then you see these newer ones, right? Um, Maybe it was this one. It's showing 42 and then another $10 coupon. So yeah, that's like 50% off. Uh, so this one has I'll add this to the deal page because this is a good deal. Um, I had it on my deal page and I accidentally deleted it before I could get the string because I was hustling for like 4 hours this morning trying to put together these deals. Okay, this one has this articulates in both the X and Y direction, right? Because it has this knob in the center that you can tilt the tripod, and this is actually far more flexible, right? And a friend of mine bought this one, and I looked at it, and it seems very stable, and he's very happy with it. He's not having any issues with it. Uh, so this one here gives you that option for $10 more. Like I said, you just have to be careful with very heavy gear. You have to really tighten that thing down. But other than that, this is a good deal too for $59 instead of $49. So you pay $10 more and you get the articulation, right? Okay. Uh all right. And then this monopod was selling for $300 originally. Then it was on sale all the time for like $220. Now they've just cut the price down to $145. And two people I know own this tripod personally. I have another version of this, but it's not carbon fiber. And I'm really happy with the Sure monopod that I have. This one is just the higher end version of it. I paid $110 for mine, and it's aluminum. This one's 145, has the quick release system. My one friend is extremely happy with this monopod, loves it to death because of the quick release. You just twist it once and it drops down to the side, you twist it and lock it. See, the height is very easy to adjust. It easily converts into a tabletop tripod. As you see here, it's like 5 seconds. I can convert this. You just pull the thing down in the center and then swap things. And then this is a good height, 65 inches, right? So it's what's that? 5'5". So that's going to come up to about here on me. I'm 5'8". So actually it'll come up to about here, which is more than enough height for a monopod. Now it's $145. Looks like regular price, but this is a deal. If you want a monopod, there's no better deal for a quality monopod like this. Okay. Um, so I got the right one, Ethan. Cool. Hey, Robert, how are you? Good to see you. And ATR Bear. Well, I'm sorry, everyone. I didn't do my normal greetings, but it's good to see everyone here. Um, okay, so we've covered the monopod, the tripods, and one filter set. Now let's talk about bags and backpacks. Now, for the longest time, I was a messenger bag only person, and for the most part, I still am because I shoot micro four thirds, and I don't need to carry a lot of stuff, right? I can carry everything I need, usually in a little messenger bag. You know, my filter set, couple of lenses, camera, and a flash. I can usually do that all in a messenger bag, but there are times when I want to go out with, say, additional gear. Like if I'm planning to do some serious macro work, then I need to bring an additional, I bring two tripods and tabletop size and a regular size. And then I bring a couple of flashes, sometimes LED lighting. Anyway, you get the idea. Sometimes I need something larger and I need a backpack. The size of the backpack that you need, uh, if you're just getting started, I would say a medium-sized backpack, like what commonly called a 20-liter, or maybe even a little bit smaller, is going to be more than enough to last you a while as you start building up your lenses and gear that you would bring with you on a particular day trip. But there's a lot of backpacks. So this is a smaller one, a little bit smaller one, just to give you an idea. But if you don't like this is the kind of backpack that if you don't like to carry a messenger bag around your shoulder, because it is cumbersome. You got your camera around your neck and you got your uh, messenger bag around your neck. It can be a little cumbersome, and you just prefer this. This is the kind of backpack you buy if you prefer backpacks rather than messenger bags, because it's not huge. It's on the smaller size, but you can still carry more stuff than a messenger bag, and you're going to be more comfortable if you're the backpack kind of person. $32 for this, and it comes in this black, and the maroon or red color one is also on sale for the same price. Okay, and then this one here is from Bag Smart, very similar size, just a little bit different layout. Whoops, a little bit different layout because this one has a top compartment separate. This is very, very handy that you don't have to open up, your whole backpack to get to all your gear. Like the other one we looked at, you have to open up the whole thing to get to everything. This one has a lot of nice little compartments, two front pockets, full access to the interior and a top pocket, and then of course tripod. About the same price, $31, about the same size, and I would argue more versatile, but it's going to be a little bulkier, right? It's not going to be quite as slim. But this backpack is also a good deal. If you don't mind it being a little bit bulkier to get that additional versatility, then this is a great deal. Uh, this one here by K&F Concepts, this one is also very thin, right? And you have to open it to access everything, but it's a little bit bigger than the other two in terms of height. So if you carry longer lenses and things like that, this is a little better fit. And also if you like to bring your tripod with you and carry it on the side, this is a little bit better way to go. And this is a quality backpack. This uses a newer style material that's more rip tear resistance. It has a little pocket down here that, well, it's not a pocket, but it folds down so that you can hold taller tripods without it sticking up too high off the back of your backpack. So you get a little better weight distribution and a little better balance. And this is a quality backpack. Very, very good design on the straps and a ton of dividers. Okay, look at all the dividers and things you get. This is why this costs a little bit more. Uh, slightly higher quality materials, very lightweight. Okay, this backpack is very, very lightweight for its size. Plus all the additional dividers and everything. I think it's worth. I mean, it's $20 more, Let's see what's this. This is tiny. Don't bother with that one. This one is, but it's the old adage: you get what you pay for. And this is something that I think is worth the extra 20 bucks. But the other two are fine, okay? But this is a very slim profile. Okay. Mosisu has one here. Now we're getting into a little bit bigger bag, right? This will carry up to a 16-inch laptop. A little bit different design. You have to open up the backpack to access everything, but it does have a front zippered pocket and access from the top as well. So it's a little bit, just different ways to access things and a side pocket. Mosisu is one of the top brands when it comes to like these third party. I hate to say third party because they're all third party at this point, right? But Mosisu is a really good brand or recognized brand in the backpack genre for entry level affordable backpacks. They make higher end stuff, but generally they concentrate on these kind of bags. So just a little bit different style. I don't have any preference over this bag over, say, the other ones that cost less, but you may prefer this one a little more than, say, one of these two, and it's only $8 more, right? Okay, this backpack I included, this is a good deal. This again, this is a little bit larger than the ones we've been looking at, but this is a hard shell. So this is going to protect your gear more than the soft like canvas and nylon type style bag. This has a hard shell. So it's going to have a certain rigidity to it. And if you're knocking your camera around or like to lean against your bag or whatever, anyway, hard shell will protect your gear a little better. It's just it doesn't have the rigidity, so the shape is what it is. But with the KNF stuff, what I really like is they always give you a lot of dividers, and there's some couple of nice mesh pockets there in the front, zippered pockets, tripod strap. Uh, so this one is roughly the same price as this one, 50 bucks, give or take a few pennies. If you want a hard shell that's slightly bigger than this bag, it's deeper. It's certainly deeper, right? This one is not quite that deep. This is a pretty thin. Then for like $1 more, you can get a hard shell. All right, this is a backpack that I own, and I love it. I do have one complaint after owning it for a while. Uh, but this is a great backpack. This is a 20 liter, so this is a medium sized backpack, and it's really standing the test of time. I've been using this on and off for the past year, and since Black Friday, I bought this just a little before Black Friday last year, and it's held up very nicely. Um, it's this one right here, actually. So let me see if I can talk about this a little bit. So, number one, I like it cosmetically, but functionally, this is the two-tone version. I like the straps here in the front for the tripod. It just when you put it on the bottom, it's okay, but sometimes it kind of flops around and hits you in the butt. And I much prefer it mounted this way, personally. Doesn't make a lot of difference, but I like that it's in the front here. And then we have a small zippered pocket right here. This is where I like to put my licenses and permits, parking permits, and site licenses. I don't know if I have anything in there now. I might have moved it. Yeah, I have one in there now. Uh, yeah, this one's good until 2026. But I've never had to show it, but I just in case, right? Um, and then we have a multi-purpose compartment up here on the top, and I can put everything in here. I got flashes and just miscellaneous stuff that I don't want to mix with my camera gear. So This is where I put all this, like this, I was planning to go out and do some macro work. So of course I got, flashes in here, diffusers, some macro extension tubes and lenses and another flash, power bank. So, I just put everything up in here. But the main compartment is in the back, right? You open it from the back where the straps are. And the straps have these nice little hook loops here for, if you're going to carabiner, say a mini flashlight or something that you want to have handy, you can attach things, whatever. Anyway, and it's been very comfortable. I haven't had any issues there. As long as you don't overstuff this backpack, right? Once it starts to get heavy, you start to need to get into you really should be buying a bigger backpack. Nice little, strings on the, anyway, then when you go inside, again, I just love K&F for all the dividers they give you. Lots of I got one here I had to take out because I had too many. But there's another divider here that I just put to the side because I was carrying something longer. I forget. But yeah, lots of ways to configure this. It's all very flexible. Kind of a Peak Design kind of rip off in terms of the divider. And some pockets up here for, I just put some cables in here that always stay in the bag. This is for the battery. I also have in here, like, I keep spare Arca Swiss plates that sometimes, you need one or your friend needs one, right? And then this is where I keep the microfiber cloth, just some spares in there. So those are always in there. And then there's on this side there's the slot for your laptop. 15-inch will be fine, I think, in here. 16 is pushing it. It's going to be tight. I would never put a laptop in my backpack anyway, unless not for hiking. If I was going somewhere to a client, then I'll stuff one in there because it's just going in my car and then going into the client's location, right? Okay, so I mentioned that I did have, uh, and then of course there's a strap here for luggage. I did have one minor complaint is I wish it had more zippered pockets internally, right? Especially inside. When I open this up, you know, I love these little compartments for the items I put in here, but it would have been nice if I had some mesh zippered compartments here, right? Because these are great, but they're a little bit too compartmentalized. They're too small. Sometimes, like I could have put my flat power bank in here, or sometimes I have some diffusers, or not diffusers, but I can't remember. But I was thinking, man, if I had a zippered pocket rather than stuffing it down in here, I could have just put it right here in a zippered pocket. Uh, that'd have been a lot easier. But anyhow, this is what, 60, this thing is $66 now. And it's basically like I don't know, I'll just call it vinyl. It's not canvas, right? But it's easy to clean. Like right now, this is this got a little mud on it because, we lay it down this way to open up. But I can just take like a damp cloth and just wipe this down and it's good as new. And the buckle system here, it's not like a clasp type buckle. What you do is you just hook loop it like this and like this. And then you just pull the straps in and you're good. And it's nice and secure. And then to loosen it, you just flip up like this, flip up like that, and open it. So this has been a great backpack. One other minor thing is the bottom here doesn't have feet. I usually like to have some rubber feet on the bottom. I do kind of miss that. It gives it a little more rigidity, so it's easier to stand up. Uh, but because of the way it holds with a tripod, this stands up pretty easily. See, this is already getting loose. Let me just this one I didn't tighten down. I was kind of in a hurry. But anyhow, when I set this down, because of the tripod here, it does stand up pretty straight. But I have to be kind of conscious of that when I set this back down, that there's no feet down here for additional protection and stability. Okay, so that is that. And of course, I can put a tripod here inside, right? I've done that many times because sometimes I carry multiple tripods, and you can do that. You can strap one to the front and then stuff one down in the side. Okay, so there's a variety of colors here. Some are a little more than others. I mean, I would just get the cheapest one, which right now happens to be the black one, all black. Or is this the two-tone? Hard to tell. I think the two-tone is on sale. So this is the exact same one that I have, $66. So that's about $8 more than I paid last year on a Black Friday with coupons and everything. So, but bottom line is, this is a great deal for this backpack, $66. You're not really going to find a better price unless some coupons come out. K&F sometimes has some coupons, but with the way tariffs and everything are going on now, at least here in the United States, it's a little tricky to get this price anymore. So I can recommend this deal at $66. Okay. Okay. So Gordon's asking about flash deals for the OM5. Okay. So we'll talk about that once I kind of get through few other items here. Okay. Then finally, there's three backpacks here with the roll top. I think this one's the best deal, but there's differences between these three, and that's why I have all three there. This one's the smallest one of the three, but the roll top is really, really useful where you have the change in seasons like we do have here. Like it's very cold in the mornings, and then by, before lunchtime, it's freaking, 80 degrees out. So you can take off your coat, like light jacket. I usually wear a light jacket, like a rain jacket or something, and I just roll it up and I put it in the top. So these roll tops are very, very versatile. Um, do they not even show anybody using? They don't have a lifestyle picture of him using the roll top. Ironic. Anyway, the roll top, that's the way I like to think of it. And of course it's versatile for uh just carrying anything in there, but there's no organization, right? It's just it's like a bag, right? On top of your backpack. Uh but it's something I'm considering getting for myself, but I have three backpacks now, or I have four backpacks now. I just don't know if I need another one just for this particular feature. But this is the same idea, but with a hard cover. So if you prefer hard cases, this is the way to go. Roll top, very good brand, Terry on. And then finally, K&F has come out with theirs. This is a roll top. I don't know if this is worth $20 more than the Terry on, but I'm sure the materials, the quality of materials, all of the extra divide, they always give you a lot of dividers. So there's reasons this costs a little bit more than the Tarion, right? This is made of the same material that the backpack I just showed you is, and it's roughly about the same size with lots of dividers. Let's look at this one from Tarion again. This one here is a more of a canvas material, like a polyester canvas. So it's a different material. Uh, Theoretically, not as waterproof. So if you're caught in a heavy downpour, there's potential for water to get in, but in practice, that's probably not the case. But yeah, this is not going to be easy to clean off and all of that stuff. So this looks like more of a polyester canvas material, whereas the one from K&F is this smoother vinyl style with some texture in it. This is not a canvas. So this looks really good. Okay. Um, and some more variety of backpacks here in different styles. Uh, this is a canvas tactical type. There's a Velcro here. You can pull off that flag. That just looks weird on here to me. I'm not like a Marine or anything. And they have different varieties here: green, camo, and tan. Take your pick. If you just prefer this style, eh, this is a good backpack. Looks very durable for 40 bucks, right? It's a good deal. This one is kind of interesting for $40. This is like a more metro type backpack, right? It's a backpack, it's a carry bag, and it has a messenger bag built in. The messenger bag is actually what holds all your gear. It kind of slides in. This is an interesting design, and the only reason this isn't something I would ever buy, but the only reason I included this is because everybody has different taste and different requirements. I can't tell you how many times I'm looking for gear or something, and I'm like, if it would just had this, or if they just did this, it would be perfect. And who knows, this might be the perfect backpack uh, for you, right? So that's why I included it. I didn't want to exclude this. And this is a little bit on the smaller side. This is a little smaller than the one I showed you. This is an 18 liter, but it does have some versatility where, yeah, you can just pull out the inside, and just carry a few smaller items here and there when you want, or carry the whole backpack, or use the backpack as a luggage. I don't know. But for 40 bucks, I thought I'd include it. If it was at the regular price of 70, I'd be like, I don't know. But for 40 bucks, I thought this was an interesting design. Okay. With some unique versatility. And then this is just a little bit larger than the one I showed you. This is like a more of a cloth canvas material, and it has the flap on top. It's very similar to the one I just showed you in terms of features, aside from, rather than using the hook loop type style to close the flap, this one just closes down. I think this is a zippered one. Um, but see, this one they put like mesh pockets in the front, which I like. Uh, but this one has the side tripod mount, and then the universal like multifunction uh, flap on the top. I don't know if they never show like the most important thing, right? Like, oh, here it is. You got this open area in the top, right? Just to carry miscellaneous items. I put dividers and stuff in there because it doesn't come with dividers there. But this is a handsome backpack and a little bit larger than the one I showed you. I would not like I said, never overstuff your backpack. You're gonna be tired. Yeah, yeah, you're gonna be complaining after a couple of hours. I gotta close some windows down before my computer crashes. All right, then finally, I only found a couple of deals on messenger bags. There's a lot of messenger bags in this price range, but this one is now $17. This is a great little messenger bag or sling bag, they like to call it. Just perfect for, carrying your camera, a couple lenses, maybe a flash, with front pockets for your license permits and stuff, and then a strap for your tripod. $17, man. This thing used to sell for like $30, and they keep lowering the price on it. But this is a great, you know, no need to spend $50 for a mess or a sling bag, or $100 for a sling bag from like Peak Design. You can get this for $17 and then use it for it's going to be durable enough. It has the straps are stitched into the bag with some adjustment there. Um, a couple of zippered pockets in front, so it's very versatile, very useful, and just about the right size for like an everyday carry type bag. But I did include some higher end ones. Now, Wandered also has a 6 liter one, like a little smaller one. I'll see if that comes up. These are very high end bags, right? But they have a lot of really useful features. Look at like the tripod holder. It's not like straps, because when you ever try to pull your tripod out from straps, it can be a pain sometimes, or not pull it out because a lot of times you can unbuckle and it comes right out. But putting the tripod in, it's crazy. Uh, but just little things like this. It's not a big deal, but it's little things like this. The quality of the materials. This is very thick vinyl, whatever they call it. This is a very thick vinyl. I've seen these in the camera store. And of course, you're gonna have top quality buckles and zippers, rubberized zippers for absolute best weather sealing. So if you get caught in a downpour, guaranteed your stuff is gonna stay dry. Um, so if you're at a point, and then look, they got nice little things up in here to carry some additional things built right into the strap, whatever that might be. Uh, hunting knife, I don't know, pocket knife, right? Your lighter, whatever. If you like to do camping, I'm thinking from a camping standpoint. Um, but I think this is a great deal for this brand. You rarely see this brand go on this kind of deal. And there's a variety of colors here. And they have smaller versions of this. If you go to their store, that's the normal size. These are on sale. This is the one on sale for 100, like this one here. I think, yeah. This one here is what? 3 liter. This is really small. This is, as you can see, this is pretty small. This is like one camera, one lens type combo, or like a compact prime, compact lens plus one extra lens. I don't see the purpose of this type of bag, personally, but a lot of people love it because they like to carry their camera around their neck and then just a couple extra lenses in the bag, right, and a flash. And they don't want or need to carry a bigger bag. This is like half day type stuff. Like, okay, I'm going to go out for a photo walk today. I don't want to bring my everyday bag. I want to bring my half day bag. We're really compartmentalizing our photography at this point, right? But I was watching a video by James Pops that this is the way he goes. He goes with these smaller bags now instead of carrying, because he said, I always had the camera over my neck. Why do I need to carry a big bag to carry the camera? Uh, but okay. And then one last bag I want to show is VSGO. Their stuff rarely goes on sale, like once or twice a year. And then it's only like 20% off like this. So This is a brand new bag. I've never seen this before from VSGO. I have two of their products. I have a backpack and a messenger bag, and they're both excellent. So I have no doubt that this is also very, very high quality, well made, well thought out, with some additional new features that they've added, like this Velcro front. It looks like you can do, there's a, this is interesting. You see this buckle, the strap here? This is the same size as your typical backpack strap, right? So if you like to attach your camera to your backpack strap, uh, you can now attach it. They have kind of a picture there. You can now attach your camera to your sling bag like this, which can be useful, right? Again, this is kind of along the lines of like I wish they would just do this, and then I would it would be perfect for me, right? This might be the one thing that makes it perfect for you. I don't know. It doesn't do anything for me. I don't like to use those things. Those peak design, those strap clips that you see a lot of photographers wear. But this a lot of people like that stuff, and this might be perfect for you because you're looking for a sling bag instead of carrying a full backpack all the time. Oh, I have a sling bag that I can just slap my camera onto like this. And then something to do with the front side I thought was kind of interesting. Yeah, this picture here. Apparently you can attach it's got little pockets and straps in here. You can attach more things to the outside. Also has some string up here, some elastic string for even more stuff like your your rain jacket or pontoon or whatever they call those things. What do you call those things? Ponchos, right? That you carry out for rain. You can stuff that in the top, so you don't have to put it in with your camera gear and it gets wet, right? You can just keep it on the outside. But this is a pretty high end bag. 7 liters, so it's pretty good size, right? It's a little bigger than the typical 6 liter bag. Tripod straps on the bottom. Lots of it. I could do a whole video about this bag if they want to send me one to review. But this has a lot of thoughtful features in it. All of the materials and hardware on it are top quality. So you're definitely getting your $111 worth, no question. And oh, look, the back extends up because a lot of times I have a hard time closing my messenger bag, so I wouldn't have to worry about with this because it expands up a little bit. So you can do 7 liter mode or 9 liter mode. But yeah, I found their backpacks and messenger bags to be very high quality and well thought out with lots of really neat little features. I did a review on this backpack, or I'm sorry, this messenger bag. This is my everyday bag. Very, very well thought out. So you can check out my review on this bag. But this bag is perfect. It's $99. It's not on sale. This rarely goes on sale. I think it's a testament to how good this bag is. But uh, this newer version, whatever this bag is on sale for $11 more than that one. And this looks better than the one that I have. All right. This macro filter is on sale. This has not been on sale forever. Now it's $35. So this is a good deal. Normally it's $42, $43. I use these all the time. It snaps on the front of my camera, my 60 millimeter macro lens. It gives me about a 1.5x magnification. Very, very, very useful. You don't have to buy a macro lens necessarily. You can just buy this, and you can turn your kit lens into a close-up lens, or not quite macro. I think if you use it on the 40 to 150 kit lens, you will get near 1 to 1. I haven't measured it yet. I'll have to do a video on this particular accessory. But if you're thinking about doing any kind of close-up work, and you don't have a macro lens, this will make a big difference. And if you do have a macro lens, this will give you even more magnification. Not quite 2x, but definitely in the 1.5 range. Uh, and then Nissy's, some people, they don't want to buy third-party stuff, right? So if you don't, you can get this one. This one is a screw-on type 58 millimeter thread. All of the different thread sizes are on sale. And this is very, very high quality as well. I know a couple of people have bought this off my recommendation and they love it, right, for doing close-up type photography. And there's the filters I talked about. I have a 37 millimeter filter set. This will fit the 14 to 42 kit lens, the 12 to 32 kit lens, the 14 to 42 easy, zoom kit lens, power zoom kit lens. Uh, so I bought this set for crap, I should have bought this. I actually bought the individual filter for mine. But it's hard to find. The reason I put it there is because it's hard to find filters for the kit lenses. And these are very useful filters, right? Circular polarizer and a ND filter. There's a magnetic set here on sale. Again, from Newer, basically an ND1000 for doing live comp stuff in the daytime. Uh, Circular polarizer and a UV filter, which has very limited use in the real world, but sometimes people like to use it like at the beach where there's spray of salt water. You can kind of keep that off your lens, but I wouldn't use a UV filter really otherwise. But a lot of people use them to protect the front element. The 62 millimeter filter size is for like your 12 to 42 Pro lens, but make sure that filter. They also have the 72 millimeter on sale. Uh, so check which filter thread size you want. But the magnetic filter set, it's just simple, right? And you don't have to worry about it falling off. It's going to stay on there, and it comes with a filter case and a metallic lens cap. So this is very, very useful kit for if you want to start doing super long exposure, like 30 seconds, right? Instead of 5 or 10 seconds, you can do 30 seconds with an ND10, an ND1000. But that's a great deal. K&F has a similar set for double the price, but the K&F filter set is just a bigger name in the filter world, right? So you're going to pay a little bit for the name. Believe it or not, K&F is actually really, really good brand. This is top quality stuff. So if you want to pay for quality, I mean, I'm not saying the newer one isn't quality. It's going to be perfectly fine for 99.9% of us. But, for a little higher quality set, it's these little improvements, right? Just exponentially the price goes up. In this case, double. Uh, I thought I'd put this out here. I can recommend this if you're looking for a little higher quality. 'Cause some people are uneasy about buying really generic. Like Newer is probably the most generic brand of them all. They're popular. They vet their products to some degree, but you never know with Newer, what you're going to get sometimes. You have to be a little bit careful uh, time to time. A lot of their stuff is great, but time to time you have to be a little careful because it's not the best stuff. With this K&F particular, this set here in particular, I have this set. This is an excellent deal, and this is an excellent filter set. Hands down, you don't have to worry about the quality, reflectivity, flaring, that kind of stuff. This has been an excellent set for me. And then across the board, some other versions. These are all really good deals. If you just want the ND filter set in there's various thread sizes are on sale, but the 62 uh, is a very common filter thread for 12 to 40 Pro, users in the Olympus world. There's one for a lot of people are buying this DJI pocket DJI thing. There's a good deal on some filters there. Insta360. I ordered this one because I love to use filters. I ordered this today for myself. So I wanted to get a filter adapter for it. and just use my own filters rather than paying for dedicated filter sets, right? All right, so before I get into lenses, let me just take a little breather and check the chat. But I want to talk about lenses here. You also want to get these filter ring wrenches. These make life a lot easier, and step rings. Okay, you're eventually going to need these, or maybe you're already at that point where you need these things. So if you're a big filter user like myself, these two items here for $25, get both, are indispensable. Okay. Um, but yeah, so let me know in the chat section if you're looking for any particular lenses. Um, I'll just mention two before I take a little break here. One is this circular fisheye lens is really cool. You know, for micro four thirds, $126. You know, it gives you a true circular fisheye look, and I've used it. You know, not much, but time to time, it's a lot of fun, and it gives you really amazing effects. I think it's definitely worth picking up if you're looking for a fun lens. This is definitely worth picking up. Another notable deal here is the 40 to 150 kit lens. If you don't have this lens, okay, if you have the 14 to 150, you don't need to buy this lens. But if all you have is the 14 to 42 kit lens, you need to buy this lens. Uh, I should have took this lens last night instead of my 75 to 300. The 75 to 300 was a bit too long because a lot of my shots were at 75 millimeters, and I wish I could have gone a little wider. Uh, but this is a great lens. This is a no-brainer. This lens is the reason even though they've come out with the Pro f4 and f2.8, and now they got a 50 to 200 2.8, I have no reason to buy those lenses because I have this one. This one is more than sharp enough, fast enough at f4 to 5.6, especially now that I use DxO. Uh, this is a no-brainer. For 129 or 130 bucks, this should be your next lens. If all you have is a kit lens now, this should be your next lens. And there's a bunch of other deals here that I picked out. Uh, Check these out. I don't want to go through all of these. It's just too many. But there's a lot of great deals on lenses now. For APS-C full frame, not micro four thirds so much. I pointed out the two that I thought were really good. I didn't see too many micro four third deals, but if you have a Fujifilm system or a Sony APS-C, or in some cases the full frame, like the Viltrox, this is a good deal. I'll point out one full frame lens. This lens has gotten so much praise, and it's 20% off right now. And when you go to this page, you can buy any of their lenses. They're all on sale. Uh, I can recommend this lens. I can recommend the 23 1.4 is an excellent lens, tack sharp. In fact, I just used this lens recently, way down here. Sorry, it's way down here. Yeah, like this one. That's the 23 1.4. Excellent lens. That's the 20. That's a terrible picture, but that's the 23 1.4. That's the 23 1.4, and the detail is amazing. Tack sharp. And that lens is what, $200? Or is it? Man, uh, the 23 1.4. The lens is really cheap right now. Less than $200. It's on this page somewhere. Well, if you click on the 85, I need to add it. Let me click on the 85 and the 23. This is what the Sony version, whether you get it for Sony or Fujifilm, $191. That's less than I paid for mine used. Uh, this is a great lens. So, all right, so I'm gonna go to the chat section now. That's the bulk of what I wanted to show you today. I have a bunch of other things I could talk about. Uh, oh, now my eye's itching. But let me see what you guys are up to. I know there was a question about Flash, so I'll address that. So Anthony's here. Good to see you. So something about Canada Post is on strike, and the majority of Canadians that live outside the metro area, such as far north, Amazon passes the parcels over to Canada Post for delivery. Okay. Yeah, some remote areas, whether they're on strike or not, it's hard to get your stuff sometimes. I remember seeing in the news about this one town that UPS just stopped delivering to. And now there's no way for these people to get deliveries anymore from like Amazon because UPS was the only carrier that went in there. There wasn't like FedEx or anyone else. And then when UPS pulled out, that was it for them. Um, and more things from Anthony. So if you live in Canada, look at Anthony's comments there. I appreciate that about what's going on. Hopefully the strike will be over soon and this will be a non-issue. Yeah, the filter set, right? I paid that for my filter set, so I bought another set today. Uh, it's still $15 or 16, right? We're not that far off, right? But uh, it's always nice to get a better deal when you can. Sorry, my chat jumped up out of nowhere. So those snap-on lenses still work with your focus bracketing. Yes, no problems. The focus range is limited though. So you have to be very, very conscious of making sure you start at the minimum focusing distance. I noticed that in a stack of like 400 shots, uh, I missed the minimum focusing distance a little bit, and it didn't quite make it all the way out, right? Out of that 400. So the range was less, I'd say about 1 centimeter uh, in the focus bracketing. So I'm not sure if that was a question or a statement, but either way, that's my response. And Paul says just avoid using magnetic filters where there's lots of magnetic sand dust in the area. Learned that the hard way when shooting a volcanic area. Lots of wiping of. Wow. See, I never would have thought of that. And Paul, like you helped me out the other day with the freaking leveler. See, you guys have so much more experience than I do in so many things. That's why I love these streams because I learn a lot too when I do these. But that's a good point. 4150 is top class. Yeah, it is amazing lens. And the Great Vanzini says, I think I need a new 75 to 300. Mine won't focus very well. Oh yeah, you need to get a new one. Let's see if there's any deals on any. That's coming from Japan, I think. There's no deals on. Wait for a deal. They go down to 399, 450 all the time. I know, that the 75 300 is not the kind of lens you need right away, typically, right? You can wait for a deal. Wait for Black Friday, like next month. I'm sure it'll be on sale by then. Okay. But good to see you. And lots of comments here from Anthony about Canada. So if you live in Canada, definitely read all of these. He lives there, right? So he would know if if there's any problems, right? Just like if you're asking any problems on my street, I could tell you. Uh, okay, but yeah, lenses at the gazoo on sale. There's some wide angle lenses from Nissi on sale here. Oh, this one's not on sale anymore. These were all 229 when I listed them. Now one of them has gone back up to 390. But there's a particularly interesting deal if you have Fuji, or they have it for Micro Four Thirds too. But yeah, that's the one that's 390 now. But X mount, it's only the X mount, the Sony. I'm sorry, the Fuji one that's still on sale. So this looks like an excellent lens by all accounts. I've seen reviews here on B&H. Both have been stellar. It's manual focus only, but it's 9 millimeters, so excuse me, it's okay. One other lens I really like if you shoot Sony is the 75 f2. This one. This is a stellar lens. It's very small and it's really sharp. So, and it's full frame. So Z, E, and X mount. So you can use this on your full frames, Nikons and Sonys, and then of course your APS-C Fujifilm. Let's see if I have this lens. This lens is really, that's my 23. I think I put it in here. I like this lens that much. Let me see. No, that's my Sigma. I just had that lens out because I was using it. It's such a good lens. It might still be in my other camera bag. I don't know. I gotta organize. But okay, so just for reference, okay, it's really about the same size as the 55 from Sony. It's not really any bigger. It might be just a hair longer. So if you're familiar with the 55 1.8 Zeiss from Sony, or for Sony, I should say, it's like the same size as this, but it's a 75 f2, and it's such a good lens for $159. So if you have a Nikon or a Sony or Fujifilm, that'd be kind of a short telephoto. Be a little bit too long, in my opinion, but I would be looking at something else at this. Well, at $159, what else is there? This is a great lens. I can recommend this one quite a bit. So, because because if you go to an 85 1.8, the lens is like feels like it's double the size. I have one in a box. I'm selling it. I'm not using I'm not using an 85 1.8 when I have a 75 f2 that's like this size. There's very, very little difference between the two in terms of focal length, clearly, and aperture. F2 versus f1.8. What it's so little difference. Why am I going to carry something that's like 50% larger and heavier and costs twice as much? That's a $300 lens, that 85 1.8. I mean, that's a good deal for an 85 1.8, but it's double the price of this one. Well, David's here. Hey, David. Um, okay. So I think let me just do one last oh, all right. So there's some good deals on memory cards and stuff here, okay? These are the little things. But 512 gig V60 UHS-2 card for $72. That's a deal. So if you I'm half tempted to get one today because I'm a little bit short on V60 cards. I like to keep a V60 card in every camera because most of my cameras can handle UHS-2. This is a little bigger than I need generally, but I think I'll put this in my Fuji because I have a 512 CF Express, but a 256, uh, V60 card. So this would match it perfectly, right? And then if you need a V90 card, this is a really good deal. $128 for a 256 gig V90. Excellent deal. You will never see this deal again. This is a really good deal. Uh, and then if you need CF Express, oh, here's a pair of V60s for $46. If you don't want to spend $72 and you don't need 512 gig, you can get a pair for 100, for $46. That's a really good deal. Uh, you don't have to get this on Prime Day. This is when these go on sale, it's always like around this price. It's not like and it's not even on Prime Day deal anyway. But these have been on sale for the past week. I put these on my I did these last week on my stream. This is a good deal. A pair of 512 CF Express A's, or I'm sorry, B's. The CF Express B card is like what most companies use, Nikon, Fuji, Canon. They all use the B cards. The CF Express A, this is Sony, right? Sony A7R4, et cetera, et cetera. Sony uses the Type A. This is a really good deal. A pair of 256s for 133. And I've tested these memory cards. They're excellent. And I still use it today. This is really good. 4 terabytes from Crucial. Crucial is a big name in memory products, and they've put their name on SSDs. So yeah, USB 3, I think it's a USB-C. 1 gigabit read speed. Honestly, any external drive, you're going to be struggling to get faster than 1 gigabits. I don't care what they claim. In practice, you'll never really get faster than this can do. It's kind of like the V60, V90 conversation, right? In SD cards. But for SSDs, this is a smoking deal. $200 for a 4 terabyte SSD. Eh, if you've been looking for an SSD, that's a really good deal. Some power banks here. These are very, very handy. Uh, Anker's the top brand. I love the little LED display on the front that gives you all the stats like wattage and voltage and all of that. This is a very high end. The cable is built in, which I like, uh, because I'm always worried about breaking my cables. But it also has an actual plug, so you can use your own cable if you want. But it looks like 2 cables built in already. So this is very, very useful. Um, and then one for your car. You know, I can't tell you how many times I get in the car and I'm driving and I forgot to charge the battery in my camera or in my phone or whatever. And this will charge it very quickly in the car in your trip. And it's very, very useful. The only thing I caution you, if you're thinking about these kind of devices, do not buy one to charge your laptop. Okay? You will melt your power socket and maybe cause a fire. But you'll definitely melt things down because you'll either melt the power socket or you'll melt the device itself. And because laptops, higher end laptops, they draw a lot of power and it's just gonna overheat and melt. But something like this, you don't have to worry about it. It has a max output of what, 60 watts? What's it say? 69 watts. So you don't have to worry. Jackery has this. I think about this because a lot of us as photographers, if you watch Thomas Heaton and some others, they like to go out camping and they all have one of these. And this is a good deal right now. These are very, very useful, particularly in colder climates. You can plug in your electric blanket and stay warm all night with one of these. And then, of course, plug in all the devices you need to charge as well. But this is more useful for not charging devices. I wouldn't get something this big, but definitely for running things overnight. You know, your lamp, your laptops, your heated blankets. You know, if you like to go out camping, this is great for charging things or running things overnight. And then during the day, you recharge it either with solar panels or you drive around for a little bit and charge it from your car itself directly. Uh, this laptop, Acer's a great brand. I use Acer laptop myself. I have a Predator series. This is a newer version in a different series. This is the Nitro series. But this has the AMD Ryzen AI chip. Not that important in practice that I'm aware of, but the RTX 5060 is a big deal for photographers that use a lot of noise reduction, AI selection tools. This makes a big difference. And also, we have a 1 terabyte drive and 32 gig of RAM. So this really meets all. You'll want to get an external drive as well. Let's see if, um, but yeah, this will give you really good. Really, if you're thinking about upgrading your laptop, let's say yours is 5 or 6 years or older, you want to get this one because you don't want to spend a ton of money, right, to buy another laptop, and you're not sure what's going to be good enough for photo editing, like using DxO products. This is going to do it. There's going to more than be enough power for DxO AI tools that they have now, DxO denoising, and all of the other tools that DxO has. This is going to be more than good enough for that without breaking the bank. This is all you need. But you will need an external hard drive. There's one on sale that I recommend. I need to add this to my deal page. This one. I bought mine this morning. 169. Is that even cheaper than I just paid? Let me see what did I just pay for this. Oh, I paid 169. All right. So I'm going to add this to the deal page. I was thinking about buying this when it was 199. Now that it's 169, it's no brainer. I don't know if David Crooks, if you're still watching, uh, we were talking about you running out of hard drive space last night. I don't know if this will solve your problem or not. But if you look at the other prices here, just to get 2 terabyte more is $268. It's like $100 more for 2 terabytes. That ain't worth it. 18 terabytes is $1 more than the 16. So you have to really look out what's going on here. But I could buy two 14 terabytes. That would be what, $340? Or I could spend $500 and get a single 26 terabyte. You know, this to me is just crazy how cheap this is. Look at this 8 terabyte, $170. I mean, you have to kind of take all these prices with a grain of salt because they go on sale at different times, right? And they might be about the same price per megabyte or per terabyte when you break everything down on sale prices. But 14 terabytes for 170 bucks, that's a deal. I don't care what the other ones go on sale for. I'm going to be pissed if the 20 terabyte goes down to 170 and Black Friday, but I can definitely use a 14 terabyte right now because I've been pruning all week images, just trying to get back a couple extra 100 gig so I can load my last memory card. of photos. I'm just out of space now. So yeah, the 20 terabytes not anywhere near as good a deal. Unless we're talking about Seagate. Let's look at Seagate. I'm not a Seagate fan personally, but uh, statistically speaking, you're good either way in terms of failure rates, whether you buy Seagate or Western Digital. I just prefer Western Digital. Hmm, okay. Oh, 24 terabyte for 260. Wow. So let's see what other sizes are here. 20 terabyte. Nah, not so much. 22, 24 seems to be the sweet spot. How about 28? How about 12 and 16? And then nope, nope. All right, so 24 seems to be the sweet spot. So that's $90 more for 10 more terabyte. That's a good deal. So I'll add that to the deal base. Thanks for pointing that out, Paul. Uh, Let me look again because you are very specific though. 20 terabyte Seagate. Let's see if there's another seller. I was thinking about getting this thing. See, it's in my list. Thinking about getting this thing. Yeah, 229 for 20 terabyte. That's an enterprise drive. I don't see any particularly good deal on 20 terabyte, but the 24, that's a killer deal. Now, to be fair, I've been using a Seagate drive for the last 5 or 6 years, uh, without fail. It's on my computer. It's hooked up to my computer system now. But in the past, I've bought many Seagate drives, and I've had problems. They just die on me. Like this one, Seagate, uh, dead. I have another Seagate here. This Seagate, dead. And then here's a dead Western Digital, but this is old. That's really old for my old computer. This Western Digital is still solid. But yeah, these died on me. I got more in another drawer. I got so many drives. I got too many. Remember these little tiny ones? 2.5 inch. Okay. So that's all I had for today. I'm gonna do some more searching tonight on for some deals or tomorrow morning and see what's still available for a stream. But I hope you guys found some good deals today and use my affiliate links. That would be great. But either way, find some good deals. If you find some good deals, leave it in the comments section of this video so I can include it for tomorrow's because I'm going to stream again tomorrow for Prime Day number 2. and see if we can find even more because a lot of stuff goes out of stock. So we have to find alternatives or new stuff goes on sale. It's not like everything's on sale today. The last time we had like this Prime Day thing for a couple of days, it was like stuff didn't go on sale until the second day. So uh, I want you guys to help me help you, right? If you find some good deals, leave them in the comments section, and I'll try and I'll look into that and try and match that or do better. Uh, and if you're looking for something in particular, let me know in the comments section too, and I'll try and find you a good deal on whatever that is. Um, but I'm exhausted. I'm hungry and I'm tired, so I'm gonna call it. You guys. Oh man, I didn't talk about flashes. I'm so sorry. I kept putting it off. Are you still here? I forget who asked about flashes. Uh, let me just do. I don't think there's anything really on sale. The IT30 works. We need to get the OM system version or whatever version your camera system is. $74 is a good deal. I mean, this flash just came out, so it's not going to be. Um, there's not going to be big discounts on it. The V480 is really nice. Let's see. Um, the IT20. Yeah, there's minor deals here, like $5 off. Nothing major. The IT20 is even smaller, but it doesn't have like trigger capability, or does it? They're supposed to send me a couple of these. I haven't reviewed this one yet, but based on the specs, this is they don't give the guide number, nothing. And this is very likely just manual only, right? No, it is TTL 700. We'll see. For half the price of the IT30, if you don't need the remote trigger capability, the X wireless system, I think you're good with this one. But I don't know what the power output is. But for these portable flashes, usually all of these are more than enough. And I would skip the IM22. And let's see. I don't really see anything else. Here's one. $69 for the Olympus version. So we'll add that to the deal page. Now just keep in mind these don't tilt, so you can't like do any bounce flash. They do sell a riser for it, which I do have on my deal page. But I'm gonna add this one. Let me see if I can find. Ooh, 199. I love this flash. I'm gonna add this one to my page. So this one is from Letwell. It's 20. Oh, see, this is by Joyling. I'm looking at the seller. I like to get it from a seller that I'm familiar with. Best way to do it, I guess, is go to the Godox page and then pull up the IT20. IM20, IM20, IT20. Okay, so there's Sony, Nikon, Sony, Fuji, Sony, Fuji, Fuji, Sony, Sony. Maybe the Olympus one, there's Canon. The Olympus one should be out because they're going to send me one. Oh, here it is. In silver. All right, cool. Add this. IT20O, 45 TTL, 6 stops of range, but they don't tell you the power output. It's probably a 20 watt or less. They don't tell you. IT20, I'm going to assume it's a 20 watt flash. So it's going to have a guide number of like 13 or 14, just for comparison's sake. And oh, Marco just walked in. Hi, Marco. Seems like so, Paul. You know the IT30 is, yeah. I did a review on this for Olympus cameras. It works really well. Like I said, you have to get the riser for it if you want the tilt. But if you're going to tilt it on that riser, it's hard to put it up to your eye, the EVF, because then the flash is going to be hitting you in the head. So the riser, I think, has limited use for that reason. But no one talks about that. They're supposed to send me the riser and a couple of IT20s. Uh, so I'll talk about the power output, how it works for focus bracketing, all the stuff I do for flash that's specific to the camera and not just like the million other reviews that you see out there about how great a flash is. I mean, they're all decent flashes, right? It's just a matter of, is it going to do anything interesting on the computational side, right? Because I found that like that flash I just reviewed, the Viltrox, what was it called, Spark. That thing crushes it when it comes to focus bracketing on the Fujifilm cameras, and for on OM system cameras in manual mode for that matter, it crushes the IT30. IT30 can't hold a candle to the Viltrox. So if the Viltrox ever comes out in a TTL version for Olympus, I'm going to recommend that. Although it doesn't, for macro focus bracketing in particular, because for that it's way better. Um, but if you like to use multiple flashes and there's no need to buy a separate radio trigger. You can just buy an IT30 that can act as your trigger to control other flashes in the Godox system. So if you're in the Godox system already, it makes sense to get the IT30. If you're not, if you just want a dedicated flash, even if you are, if you want a dedicated flash for macro that's compact, that Viltrox Spark is a much better way to go, because what I found with the IT30 when I was doing focus bracketing, yeah, I was getting a certain number of shots, especially at lower powers, but if I tried to bump the power a little bit, it would overheat. And I mentioned this in the review, but also what I did not mention in the review, because I didn't realize it, but it takes a few minutes for that thing to cool off before you can start to get rapid fire succession again. So yeah, the IT30 is a great flash for a great price, $69 right now. Uh, but for macro work, there are better options. if you want to, if you're not in the Godox system, if you're already in the Godox system, I'd recommend the V480 for macro work, to be honest, because that's a workhorse flash. And then Anthony says, if I want to use flash for in cameras, focus stacking, OM and a Mark II, does it have to be an OM system flash? Yeah, you can use aftermarket in manual mode, no problem. I don't know if TTL mode works even on the OM system flash, but definitely manual mode. Uh, yeah, no problem on camera. Yep. And what is the name of the flash diffuser that many of the OM system ambassadors use, such as Limit, that goes close to your lens? Oh, that's they call it. I think it's called an AK diffuser. AliExpress has some, but it's this guy. I'll give you the link. I think there's another one as well out there, but this is the one that I see a lot of people using. Okay, I'm definitely going to call it here. So thanks everyone for joining me today. You guys have been great. Happy shopping. I will be back tomorrow with some more deals. Again, be sure to let me know if you find any good deals in the comments section below, and I'll try and look into that and find even more. Or if you're looking for something specific and you're having trouble finding a deal, I'll see if I can find something for you. I'm sorry I was so late on the flashes, but it looks like they're just like $5 off right now because a lot of them are very new. These compact flashes are gotten very popular lately, so now there's a lot of them out there, and I haven't reviewed all of them yet. I'm going to try and get as many as I can. But all right, you guys have a great rest of your week. If I don't see you tomorrow, thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon. Oh, I was like a little tiny in the box, but I am going now. So you guys take care.